All right, so this is the only TikTok shop and TikTok affiliates product research tutorial that you'll ever need, okay? In this video, I'm gonna show you two different methods. One that's completely free, anyone can do from their phone, just searching TikTok shop, completely free, like I said. And the second one will be using software where it's just gonna spoon feed you hot products that you can test in real time a lot faster. Both are great methods. It just depends on if you wanna obviously pay for a software or test them out, free method with your phone, just so if you're not willing to upgrade yet and you just kind of want to play around with it, that's a great method as well. So as you can see here, we are on my phone on the product marketplace on TikTok shop. Now you can just browse around and see different items, how many have sold. As you can see here, the magnetic phone vlog, selfie screen monitor, 15 have sold. Right next to it, the dude wipes, 56.8 thousand sold. Right under that, we have one that's got 87 sales for this microphone that I'm actually even talking to right now, the Fi-Fine, that's the one I'm using. And right next to that, the energy caps for caffeine, 35,000 sold, right? So you get the picture. It's very easy. They literally tell you how much sales each product has. So how can you use that to your advantage? Well, let's say you're in the gardening niche, okay? Super random, just something that popped in my head. Well, we can search like gardening on here, just different keywords. Gardening, okay. Seeding starter right here, 793 sales. Right next to that, you have a seed kit, and that has 11,000 sales. Under that, 1,000 sales, 2.3 thousand sales, 1.9 thousand sales. So obviously, you'd be better off going after something like this, for example, that has 1.9 thousand sales and is proven, right? Or this that has 1,000, or this that has 2.3 thousand right here, the drill bit set. And obviously right here, the vegetable seed kit right here, as an affiliate, you would earn, $450. If you were listing this product on your shop, then obviously you'd probably want to list it somewhere around that $29.95 mark. It's been proven to sell at that price point, also proven to sell a decent amount, right? If you go after products that are proven to sell on TikTok shop and TikTok affiliates already at that specific price point, does that prove that you're going to be able to sell it? No, okay? Of course not, right? But what it does is it starts you further along the metaphorical runway, right? So depending on how you're looking at it in this video, my start's over here, so your start's probably right there. But if this is the runway, right? Rather than start at the beginning and, to take off like a plane, you could, instead of starting here, you could start here or start here. And that's essentially what the strategy is when you're going after products that are proven already and already have sales on the marketplace. We already know that there's a market for them. We already know that they're successful selling on TikTok shop. We already know that there's a higher likelihood that you can succeed with them. It's not a definite thing. It's just a higher likelihood that you can also sell them as well. Now, obviously you're better off going after that than something with 26 sales like this, just because you think it looks cool, or this with 100 sales, the galvanized planner, right? So we're just, as in a random example, going to click the vegetable seed kit right here. And if you scroll down, it not only tells you obviously the sales, but it also shows you the specific videos that are responsible for selling it. And so that's how you do the manual method. You sort through your specific category and niche, search for the specific keywords obviously related to your niche, and find products that are already proven to sell, list those, make videos on those, and you have a higher likelihood to succeed rather than if you just pick something that you think is cool or you don't go off the numbers. The first step is always product research, like I showed you. That's the free method. But if I'm being completely honest, just because a product has sold well for someone else doesn't always mean the same results will come for you too, like I touched on. It might have been a different video. It might have been a different audience. It might have been a different suggestion engine at that time for that specific video. Could be a different hook, could be a different time where that product wasn't as saturated in the market, etc., etc., right? There's a ton of different factors, and those are just some of them. So the key with product research is it puts you further down that runway, like I said, so that you're taking off and you're closer to flying much faster rather than just starting at the very beginning. Now, if you're looking for a way to do product research a lot easier and more foolproof, then I would highly recommend a product research software like Kalodata. You can always do the manual method that I showed you in the beginning of this video if you don't want to pay for a software, like I said. That's why I gave you a free option. But the issue with that is you don't know when those sales for those products occurred. What if the product has 10,000 sales, but almost all of them happened 8 months ago or a year ago, and now sales for that have almost dried up? You want to know what products are selling, but you want to know that they're selling right now, not a year ago, not 6 months ago. And Kalodata is a software that's specifically designed for TikTok shop and TikTok affiliates. It will tell you what products are selling within each category and niche, how many units they've sold specifically, and what TikTok pages are responsible for those sales. And the best part of all is it makes it super easy to then see all the sales data for each product product too, not just total sales. So you can check when those products have sold. I will show you all that here in a second, as well as other key factors of how many other people are actually successfully selling it. You want to see many sellers succeeding with it, not just one or two claiming the bulk of the sales. And obviously Kalodata will show all of this to you. You can then look at those pages selling those products successfully. And then again, the software is going to spoon feed all this to you. You want to see exactly what video formats they're using, what intro hooks, what video scripts, and overall approaches that are working for them currently to actually turn viewers on the platform into paying customers with this product, right? All the information is literally there smacking you in the face. This is by far the quickest approach to success when you're selling on TikTok Shop or you're linking TikTok affiliate products. Only sell proven products that you know are working already, reverse engineer successful videos and emulate those already succeeding. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? You don't need to in the beginning, especially when you're just starting out. You should go after what's proven, what's working, and then replicate and emulate those for you. That's how you're going to get results fast. This software will save you hours, if not days of product research and hundreds of dollars testing bad products when you don't need to. So let me show you exactly how it works on my computer here. And regardless of your niche and experience level, this is going to be extremely valuable for you. All right, so here we are on Kalodata. It is a product research software. There are a ton of ways to use this here. And so you can look at things like blue ocean niche categories, which are niches that a lot of people haven't really kind of hopped into too heavily yet. And there's still a massive opportunity. You can look at rapid growth categories here on the homepage. You can also sort through categories. You can sort through specific creators and look at the top creators in different niches. You can look at the top live streamers if that's something that you're going after. For example, if you're a TikTok affiliate, a lot of specific, I don't personally, but a lot of TikTok affiliates will live stream because that's a way that you can be really successful, although it does take your time and sweat equity to obviously make the live streams all the time and then, you know, hopefully get sales from that. I don't personally do that, but you can be very successful doing that. And obviously you can see what live streamers are successful and what they are specifically selling, again, right now in current real time. But the simplest way, as always, is just go niche by niche and category by category. So depending on your niche, you could always search a specific category name or keyword here in the search bar. It is stupidly easy. Or you can find your specific niche and specific category. There are a ton here that you can look through, right? But the cool thing is you can sort it, right? For example, like if you want less competition, you could sort it number of shops like least to highest. So, and then find one where it's at least one and scroll down pages. You could also sort through revenue. So you can see that the highest niche category typically is always beauty by far, but it looks like women's wear is actually catching it. Last time I looked through here, it was almost 4 times. Now it's only not even 2 times. So that's crazy. This is growing rapidly. So if you're looking for niche ideas, or if you're unsure what to specifically sell or build a page around, then obviously this is going to give you a good indicator of which niches and categories have the most sales volume, because why would you all of a sudden just choose something with like $10 million in sales when you can go after something with 130 million? It's the same idea as like a rising tide floats all boats. So why not go after something where there's a ton of sales already in it? Even if there's competition, there's a ton of sales, so there's still a lot of opportunity. But let's say that you've already specifically picked your niche, right? Let's say you're in phone and electronics, or you have an electronics page and you're trying to find something that you want to sell. So we're going to go find the phone and electronics category, and we're going to look through the category and scroll down to see what the top selling products in this category are. Again, you can sort through by simply clicking them and sorting through. This is automatically sorted at revenue. One of the coolest things about each of these niches and specific categories as well is you can look at a specific target window. So it's not just last week or so. It's not just today. You can look at the last 30 days. You can extrapolate it out to the last 3 months, last 90 days, or you can even go the last half a year roughly and go 180 days, right? So the top things selling right now are these headphones. They have done almost $650,000 in just the last month alone, and they've sold almost 15,000 again in the last month alone. Now, if we extrapolate this out to the last 3 months, that changes. As you can see, these are now the ones that have sold the most in revenue at 3.5 million, which is crazy, just on TikTok Shop alone. And they've sold upwards, 250,000 units here on TikTok Shop. This one is a projector. I've sold not this specific one, but something very, very similar to this. So this definitely works well, especially during the holidays. They were really flying off the shelves, like those simple projectors for lazy people that are homeowners that don't want to hang lights or decorations. You just buy one of these projectors and kind of project it onto your home. They sold really, really well during Q4 right before the holidays. It might be a little bit different, and actually looking at the graph, you can literally see proof of that as the sales have kind of slowed down right here. So again, I'm going to break that down here in a second once we click on an actual product. But let's say that you were interested in this product and we clicked on it, pops up in a new window so you don't lose your place, which is great, and I love that. But you can see that what I was saying is you don't just want something that sold a ton, right? Because let's say you found this, looking through your phone on TikTok Shop and you saw that it was selling a ton, however many, like almost 100,000 sales, you'd be like, this is an incredible product. But if you extrapolate it out to the last, 90 days, you can see that a ton of that happened right before Christmas. And then right as Christmas and the new year came, sales are starting to dry up, right? And so that's a big indicator. The last 2 months, they've been, not non-existent, but they've been very, very low comparatively, right? So that's something that you really want to pay attention to. If we go to the last 30 days, again, they're very low. Last 7 days, very low, right? So these are things that you're going to want to pay attention to. And obviously this software makes it stupidly easy for you to do so. It also breaks down a ton of other information, but let's find something else that's, really cool. So this one, a handheld retro game. These also sell very, very well. And typically there's a ton of them on the platform, as you'll see, but what they are essentially is they're video game like controllers that have a ton of old retro games on them, and they do very well in live streaming. But you can make a ton of good videos that are nostalgic that people want to buy simply because they want access to those old games in a handheld kind of system, right? So very cool. Let's check out this one. It does look like sales have slowed down for this as well, but that also is going to be an indicator of not just seasonal items like the projector like I showed you, but just because sales are probably going crazy during Q4 and the holidays as well. But if you look at something like this selfie stick right here with the monitor, then it's been a little bit more consistent over time. So we'll check that next. But again, so if we extrapolate this out to 90 days instead of the last 30 days, you can see that it was doing really, really well right before Christmas, and then they've kind of dried out, right? So we'd probably go away from something like this, although I can tell you firsthand that these do pretty well on the platform, even right now in my experience. But let's go something that is proven by data to sell a little bit more consistently. So let's check out this one. This is the 10th best product in this category. And essentially what this is, a selfie monitor. So I actually have one of these. I don't have it on camera right now. I think it's down my basement, but it's a little screen that you can put on the back of your phone or on the back of your camera. I actually have, this is the camera face that I'm looking at, but right next to it, it's got a pop out screen so I can see myself on camera. And one of the cool things about using a phone, like if you're filming TikTok shop videos or making TikTok affiliate videos, or just content in general, is that a lot of people will film with the front-facing camera because you can see yourself while you're recording, right? And that's very helpful and beneficial. But the front-facing camera on almost all phones is a lot lower quality than the rear-facing camera, right? But a lot of content creators can't set this up to the point where they want to be able to see themselves on camera, right? And so this solves that problem. I've actually listed this before, never made videos for it, but I've seen a ton of people actually, doing really, really well with this product. And so this is really cool. It solves a problem. It's, trendy. And most importantly, if it does have the numbers, it's got scroll stopping ability, because if somebody has this problem and they immediately see a video about this, they're going to stop and be like, oh my God, this is what I've been looking for and I didn't even know it, right? And that's a key factor when you're looking at products, especially when you're doing product research. But all this is obviously based on data that we're looking through here with Kalodata, right? So revenue's been crazy. It's been pretty consistent as well. As you can see, it didn't just die off after Christmas. It's still selling very, very well. So this is a great product. Last 30 days as well, done very well. Last 7 days, 6.3, 10, so pretty consistent. Last 180 days, pretty consistent and even growing, right? So when you're extrapolating these graphs out, is you don't want to see it very, very high and then it tanked like before, like the last two examples of products that I showed you, right? Where it was doing very well and then it, dried up. That's a big red flag. What you also don't want to see is it not selling at all and then a major spike, because while that can be an indicator of a good product, it can also be an indicator of a volatile product that's not yet proven. And again, especially when you're starting, you don't want to go after products that aren't proven. You want the data to show proof that they're doing well, but doing well consistently, not just again this week, but over time. In the last half a year, this has been selling a ton consistently, very well. But the coolest part about Kalodata, obviously on top of that, it shows you all the data, the revenue, the items sold, the average price per unit, which is also very important because you don't want to be too over this. Not that you can't sell, because price isn't everything on TikTok Shop or TikTok affiliates, but it's a good indicator that you want to stay roughly around that, because that's a proven price point where it's doing well on the actual platform, right? And that averages out every seller. So some sellers might be 70, some sellers might be 30, and anywhere in between 15, but on average it's 51-38 roughly, right? So stay around that. Also, the sales strategy is very important because if you're a seller like me that's doing videos and not doing live streams, but you see a product where it's generally speaking all live stream, it doesn't mean you can't sell it via video. You can probably, but it just means that it's proven to sell via live stream and not as well during video, and vice versa. If you're a live streamer and that doesn't have a history of doing well live stream, that's a red flag that you should probably, look for something that's a little bit more proven, the actual sales strategy that you're implementing, right? This is selling very, very well both ways, and it's perfect for me as well because I sell video, and 80% of this is being sold via video and 20% is being sold via live stream. So also keep in mind that there's a lot more video sellers than live streamers on TikTok Shop. Currently, it is slowly kind of evening out as more live streamers flood in because it's a massive opportunity. But again, this is just a cool breakdown of how it's selling on the platform so that you can kind of see that, right? Now, as you scroll down, one of the other things that I said is you want to see how many sellers are actually selling this, right? Because if one or two people are successful selling this, but then, it's just one or two people at the top, well, maybe they're just massive creators that do really well, or they have a loyal following in that specific niche, right? Maybe they're like an electronics YouTuber that brought their audience over, and that's a reason that they're doing well, and you might struggle to replicate their results, right? So instead, what you want to see is not just one or two people doing really, really well at the top and nobody else. Even if it's selling well, you want to see a bunch of people having success. And as you can see, a bunch of people having success with this specific product, right? Items sold, revenue, like the top 10 people here are all crushing it. And obviously into page 2, still doing well. Let's check page 4. Again, still doing well. Like in the past, this person sold 6,000 in revenue, 126 of this units, and they're the 31st best creator selling this. This is a massive opportunity for this product. I already knew that already. I added it. I just never gotten around to making the videos. I think I added it like, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, but this is a reminder that this is a product I should be going after, and so should you, right? And I would not have known that if I didn't use Kalodata to obviously find this specific product, right? And so that is the value of this software. It's going to show you hot products in your niche. It's going to spoon feed you exactly what they are. It's going to tell you the amount of revenue, so you can obviously see which ones are selling, the units sold, the average price per unit, extrapolate it out, right? So you can see that it's not just selling overall, but selling still right now, and it's been a consistent sales trend. On top of that, like I said, it's going to show you the number of creators succeeding with this, so you can make sure that it's not just one or two at the top, that you have a piece of the pie that you can carve out for yourself, which is another massive opportunity. It's also going to show you the sales strategy. So is it selling via live stream? Is it selling via video? And what percentage of each? And my favorite part of all of this, if that wasn't enough, is it's showing you the actual videos and allowing you to download the video and the script for the specific videos that are successful selling this product. So as we scroll down to this, again, you can see this on the actual page as well, but it also highlights it here on the homepage, which I like.
Shut up
so we
and take my money.
over
This thing is a total game
That's a video
changer.
right there. I don't want to obviously play it because it's going to overcut the sound that I'm talking in. But if you hover over, it's going to show you the videos. It's going to allow you to download the video. It's also going to allow you to download the script of the video. So again, you don't want to copy their videos, but it's going to show you inspiration of what exact format is working selling this product on TikTok right now and how they're doing it. It's going to give you the script, and that way you can make your own video, model and emulate what's already working for other people selling it on the platform, and just put your own spin on it, right? Like, you don't want to copy it exactly, but you want to make it very, very similar because that's proven to work already. And that will also give you ideas of how you can present this product in your own videos or your own live streams so that you can also sell it and have success, right? All of it's here for you. That is the only TikTok product research tutorial that you will need